Be a leader, not a manager. Have you heard about this statement? This is a false dichotomy. Many people emphasizes being people orientation is the most important thing rather than the being task orientation. In my leadership training programs, I have encountered many managers, they emphasize being a leader or to become a people-oriented person is really important than to become a manager, a person with task orientation. True execution functions demands the integration of both areas. Now, in the modern business world, if you want to have a sustained success, you just strike the balance between these two areas. Therefore, in this video, I'm going to discuss with you why this integration or the balanced approach is really important. I'm going to share with you 5 powerful reasons backed by research. When you follow a balanced approach, the employees feel both cared for and directed. Managers who only task orientation, they breed anxiety and exhaustion among the team members. But on the other hand, the leaders only focus on the people, they neglect the task orientation part. That means there may be a lot of problems in achieving their organization goals. Therefore, if you just want to get the high performance, you just want to have the balance of both the areas. When you are having the high performing teams, it ensures the psychological safety of the employees. Now, I will give you a couple of examples. Now, there is one software manager and he pushes his team to work 12 hours days, ignoring the signs of burnout. But on the other hand, in contrast, there is a balance manager. He talked with the team, he listened to the team members, he ensured the well-being of the team members. So therefore, he arranged his tasks in a practical way, giving the breaks in between. In organizations, large-scale change requires motivating people and redesigning the systems. Therefore, leadership behaviors initiate the change, but the management processes institutionalize it. Therefore, first of all, leaders to create a sense of urgency and develop a compelling vision for the change. Secondly, managers must develop plans and as well as they have to execute short-term wins. Then only they can achieve the long-term goals. So if you skip the management part, what would happen? You won't be able to achieve the change which you expect. Now imagine a situation like this. There is an unbalanced leader. He delivers a very inspiring keynote about digital transformation. Then after that, he vanishes. He assumed the change will happen by itself. No, it will never happen like that. But the balanced leader approach is totally different. He champions the vision, assign training owners, mandates the tracking of key usage metrics, and adjusts the compensation structures to reward the adoption. The balanced manager will achieve the change, not the other one. Employees need clear direction from their managers and their leaders. They want to know what to do and why it matters. But if you don't provide this direction, what would happen? It leads to confusion and stress. Now, it has been found out by the studies when the employees are uncertain about their job responsibilities, expectation as well as the performance criteria, it negatively affects for their job satisfaction and commitment. Therefore, effective performance management requires relational support as a caring leader and the structured feedback and goal clarity as a capable manager. In simple terms, the leader should provide the meaning and the manager should provide the method. Now imagine a situation of an unbalanced manager, for example. He hands over a 50-page operational manual and says, follow this to the employees. But a balanced manager, he follows a totally different approach. He holds a career conversation about the vision of the role and he sets 90 days measurable objectives and he defined how he is going to measure the progress. It is stressed that you have to have both types of motivation to perform your job task effectively. It includes intrinsic motivation as well as extrinsic motivation. When the leader supports for the autonomy and competence, the employee gets the intrinsic motivation. But if you just want to translate that motivation to organization results, the manager needs to provide necessary extrinsic structures, resources and alignment mechanisms. The combination of these areas will make the employee happy. Now imagine a situation of an unbalanced manager. Assume he gives the total freedom to the team without giving a budget, deadline or client criteria. But on the other hand, a balanced manager, he sets the direction, but not only that, he's having a process, he's having a mechanism to get the work done. He set clear constraints, for example, budget, scope, final delivery dates, and implement weekly review meetings. Not only that, he monitors the end results. At the end of the day, organization must achieve goals. This requires what? The strategy. And also how part, that is execution. The what part can be defined by the leadership That means set the direction and the destination. It's all about vision. But to execute that means for the how part, a tactical manager has to execute that. He has to allocate resources, monitor the progress, correct the deviations, and he has to implement systems and he has to follow through. If you don't have this both aspect, people orientation and as well as task orientation, it won't be able to achieve. For example, an unbalanced manager focuses only on the daily workflow, but he never asks why and how these metrics contribute for the 15% or 20% of the goal attainment. But on the other hand, a balanced manager, he clearly communicates how these tasks contribute for achieving 15% or 20% of the goal. He monitors the daily dashboards, he adjusts the performance based on that, he gives the guidelines. At the end of the day, he achieves the results. Therefore, please remember the leadership brilliance should not come at the expense of managerial competence. A highly effective executive is neither a solely charismatic person nor purely a bureaucratic technocrat. They are leader manager. I hope you got the insights after this video. Please leave your comments below. I like to hear your thoughts, criticisms and arguments as well. See you soon with another video like this. Good luck.